Welcome to Raise Your Frequency. Before we get started with today's conversation, let's take a moment to get grounded wherever you are comfortably. Begin by noticing your breath, noticing how long it takes you to inhale and how long it takes you to exhale. Together, let's take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. Again, take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. There comes a point in your growth where it's no longer about learning more. It's about getting out of your own way. And for me, that's been happening through three things: awareness, accountability, and acceptance. That's what we're exploring today. The first thing I want to talk about is awareness, because awareness is everything. You don't know what you don't know until you know that. Awareness is the ability to notice what's happening within you, your thoughts, your emotions, your body, without ignoring it or overriding it. Awareness is key. Don't be that guy, the one who's always confused, who keeps saying the same situations keep happening, but never stops to look at himself. The one who says, why does this always happen to me, without ever asking, how am I showing up? What is this teaching me? What is my role in this situation? Because if the same conversations, conflicts, or outcomes keep showing up in your life, awareness is the moment you stop blaming the pattern and start looking at the common denominator. And that common denominator is you. Awareness is key. When you become aware of yourself, it's easier to be aware of what's going on around you, and you're aware enough to know that reality is a projection of what's going on the inside in your mind. So have the awareness to understand who you are, understand that. When you have awareness, it's easier to read yourself and even read the room, read the situation. Your body will give you signs and signals that say, this is off, don't go down there. they're lying to you, don't trust what they're saying, keep it moving, or ooh, this is good. And so you can weigh that in a positive, in a way. Like for me in my life, if I say something to someone, I'm just in conversation, sharing the message with someone, and then I get chills almost instantly. Almost instantly after I get the chills, they say something like, "Oh, damn, I needed to hear that. That shit hit me." Basically, like they give me confirmation that they needed to hear that. And when I get chills like that, that's how I know that's the divine message that I channeled, that I needed to share. It had to come through me. I shared it. Their response was very receptive, and I'm just chatting. I get chills. I have the awareness to know that that's a divine message that just came through me. I was just a vessel. And vice versa. If I'm in conversation with someone and they say something to me and we just chatting and it resonates deeply, then I get chills and I have the awareness to know that that's a divine message. Listen, pay attention. Awareness is understanding that you don't know what you don't know. And once you become aware, you'll realize you'll never know everything. But you can stay open, you can stay curious, you can keep learning, innovating, and growing. And awareness brings you into the realization of that. When I talk about awareness brings you back to the present moment. And the present moment is where life actually happens, where you feel. When you're aware, you're not stuck in the past, you're not projecting too far ahead into the future. You're right here where you are, sitting, standing, or laying. That's the awareness. A lot of awareness lives in the body, that tight feeling, that hesitation, or that gut feeling. And when you're aware of yourself, it becomes easier to be aware of your environment or any environment you step into. You can feel what energy is yours and you can feel what energy doesn't belong to you. Awareness also looks like becoming aware of how you feel around other people, whether it's a connection, a friendship, family, relationship, whatever the case may be. But notice how you feel. Do you feel open, curious, at ease, or is it a sense of, do you feel like irritated or like you need to get away? But have the awareness to see how you feel around other people. If I'm going to go meet somebody new, for me, if I'm going to go meet somebody new, let me pay attention to how I feel around this person. Am I feeling excited? Am I feeling curious? Am I feeling open or lovey-dovey? Or am I feeling like this is a mismatch? Let me like, she cool, but let me distance myself. You see what I'm saying? So have the awareness to see how you feel around people, and that'll tell you whether they need to be in your vibration or not, in your world or not. You can ask yourself, how do I feel around this? What keeps coming up for me here? Is this aligned with how I want to move through life? That awareness is the moment you stop moving unconsciously and start moving intentionally. It's not about judgment. It's about honesty. So many things you can do to raise your awareness now that you understand the importance of it. And for me, when that like flip switched in my head about the importance of awareness, I started to dive deeper into that and learn, how do you become more aware? I literally asked that question. So some ways you can raise your awareness. You can raise your awareness by journaling. Write down your thoughts, and then you'll become aware of the things you think about on a daily basis. Write down your thoughts for a week, and at the end of the week, revisit them and see what you come up with. Another way to raising your awareness is through getting into your body and out of your head. So for me, I am I be overthinking sometimes. I'm very smart. I like to think and dissect things, question everything, but without awareness of my thoughts and my patterns, that can lead into overthinking and ruminating on something. And so in my life, having awareness helped me catch when I'm doing that, because I'm not perfect. I definitely still overthink and definitely can get on a topic and start to go on that loop and ruminate about it. But now I notice it's just I can stop that pattern quicker from having the awareness that I'm having that pattern, having the awareness of my thoughts. And so meditation is another way to raising your awareness. And because you can start by just being aware of your breath, noticing how long it takes you to inhale and how long it takes you to exhale. If you have never took a mindful moment to do that, how would you know? Or how would you know what that is, or the importance of that? If you don't know the importance of breath, you just think yeah, that's my breath. And breath is more than just, it's what connects you to your life force, but it can bring you back into present moment. So when you're aware of your breath, you can become grounded. Another way to raise your self-awareness is to disconnect from media, social media, YouTube, TV, regular TV. Just disconnect from everything and spend quiet times with yourself. Whether you driving to work or driving to school or driving to a certain location, sometimes spend that time with yourself. Just drive there with silence and see what you hear. Another way you can raise in your awareness is by taking walks by yourself, just walking outside, sometimes without the music. And if you don't want to be disturbed, you can bring your headphones and put them on, but don't have anything playing, and see, notice your thoughts. Ask questions. Ask yourself questions, and then also ask professionals. If there's a certain thing that you want to know, do your research to find your question and raise your awareness. I've talked about this in previous episodes, um, but all these things tie together. A lot of the things that I'm saying are so simple to do that they're simple not to do. So that's why I'm going to continually repeat and say these things so they stick and land. But there's so many ways to find your awareness level and to raise from that. And a way I raise in my awareness, it changes daily basis. But just know and accept that once you're working on yourself and you feel like you're at a certain level of yourself, accept that, congratulate yourself, and know that, okay, now it's time. Now it's a new level that I'm not at. It's a new level of understanding, of awareness, of accountability, of acceptance that I haven't reached yet. And so at this time, is some of the things you've done may this is where it's time to tap into those foundational practices. And like I said, for me, that's like movement, walking outside, journaling sometimes, whether I'm writing it down, or video journaling, which is how I started this, and we're here today, and I'm grateful for that. But journaling, talking. So these are just a few ways that you can raise in yourself awareness. And if you know of some ways, drop some in the comments and leave some other ways to help others as well. So today we talked about awareness. We talked about why awareness is the foundation of growth. And I shared some simple yet practical ways you can start raising your awareness in your everyday life. My hope is that something you heard today helps you slow down, tune in, and notice what's really happening within you and around you. If any of this resonated with you, I invite you to share in the comments what awareness practices work for you, and share this episode with someone who might need it. Thank you for tuning in to Raise Your Frequency. In the next episode, we'll continue this conversation by moving into accountability and what it really means to take ownership of your life, take accountability without shame, guilt, or judgment. Until then, keep tuning in, tapping in, and transforming within. Peace.